What is going on, everybody? My name is Nathan, and this is Salty Productions. Now, today I want to talk about one of my favorite games that I have picked up relatively recently. I got it about a month or two ago when it was on sale on Steam, and that is Rocket League. I've been having an absolute blast with this game, and for those of you who don't have Rocket League or have not played Rocket League before, it is definitely one of those games that lives up to the hype that has surrounded it, especially when you play it with friends. Rocket League is an absolute blast, something that's great to just play on like a Friday night, just get into Skype with a bunch of buddies and go crazy. But I just wanted to sort of talk about how I think Rocket League manages to accomplish providing its players with this great entertainment. And first of all, I think that the number one thing that makes Rocket League so enjoyable is the sort of organic feel of the game. I think that the way that the physics work, the speed of your car, and how much boost you actually get from the speed boosts that are on the map really sort of combine to produce this very organic experience. It feels as if there is timing within the game that if you practice quite a bit, you would actually learn to get really good at that timing, and I think that opens up Rocket League to have a very high skill ceiling. But it's this feel of the game, this feel of how the physics work and whatnot, that makes the game so enjoyable and so great to play. And I think for a game like Rocket League, where you have a lot of just driving vehicles and whatnot, then that is sort of the majority of the controls of the game. Are like that's sort of how you handle how well the controls flow, is to sort of nail down that the physics of the game. It's sort of hard to describe, I guess, if you haven't played it before, but it's just this very organic flowing feel, and that sort of leads to a lot of the enjoyment of the game, because when you are actually just the speed of your car in particular, you have a lot of moments where you're stopping, you're reversing direction, and things like that. And I think there's a nice combination between the times that you're stopping your momentum and the times that you are taking advantage of your momentum to actually hit the ball. And that's sort of what leads to the whole enjoyment aspect of just driving a fast car, basically. And the other thing about Rocket League that I really enjoy is how it's so easy to pick up, but there's such a high skill ceiling inherent to the game. It definitely feels very arcadey, and you can tell that this actually, I don't know if it was ported to console, but you can definitely tell that this game is meant for console in particular, just because of how easy it is to just play the game, get into a match, and then start having fun immediately. But like I said before, there's still that very, very high skill ceiling. There's timings that you can master. There is the physics of the game that you can master, but there's still that sort of easy to pick up, easy to play aspect of the game, where anybody who has minimal experience just with video games in general can pick up this game, start playing, start having fun, which I really appreciate in games. And I also think that Rocket League is very aesthetically pleasing. I think that they nailed down the cosmetics in the game. Not only the cosmetics, but, well, I suppose that is probably what it is. The graphics are decent, and I really like how, well, I mean, they can get away with a little bit higher texture or perhaps polygon count, because I feel as if there's not really many moving parts within the game that would be really highly demanding to processors or graphics card or whatever. But I just like the way that the stadiums are set up. I think they did a great job with designing the stadiums, with exception to the desert map. I'm not a fan of the desert map, because I feel as if in that map in particular, the floor is actually orange or sand colored, and that sort of covers up the color of the boosts on the ground, which are also orange, so it's a little bit hard to see that way. But other than that, the design of the maps is great, and I think that the way that you can customize your car is fantastic, and that's sort of a great incentive to keep playing. Not that the main reason that you play Rocket League is to level up and sort of keep gaining cosmetics, but I think the constant earning of cosmetics and customization options is a good thing to have in Rocket League. So very aesthetically pleasing. And last of all, what I also like about this game is that it's very simple. It doesn't attempt to be anything other than just sort of a fun pick up and play arcade type of game. Like I said, obviously there's a high skill ceiling, and there is definitely a competitive scene in this game, but the game doesn't attempt to do more than just be a soccer game with flying, boosting cars, which I really appreciate because in many situations, not all, but in many situations when you are designing a video game, simple is better, at least when you're talking about non-AAA titles where you don't have a massive budget and or team of programmers to spend on the game. But the fact that this is sort of just a simple pick up and play arcade game where anybody can immediately just start having fun in is awesome, and I really appreciate that about the game. So that is my time for today, guys. Thank you all for watching. Feel free to leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it. Feel free to subscribe if you enjoy my content, and thank you for your viewership as always. So that's where I wrap up the video. Thank you all for watching once again, and hopefully I'll see all of you in the next video.